Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. Do you have any idea what time it is? It's time for We Gotta Talk, damn it. All right. Hello and welcome to We Gotta Talk, damn it, a podcast where common sense and logic rule. I'm your host, Freddy Mak. So now before we get to the next podcast here, I just want to thank everybody for all your compliments, your comments, your sharing of the last podcast that I did called How to Talk to, and if you're listening on Spotify, I'm putting that in quotes, How to Talk to an Anti-Vaxxer. It actually bridges over to how to even handle a Trumplican. So I'm not going to give it away. You have to listen to it, but I think you'll like it. It was an epiphany that came into my mind, and that's how podcasts are made, right? You have a thought, and you go, "I'm going to run with it," and I did, and it went very well. Got a lot of positive reviews on it, and check it out. All you have to do nowadays, you just Google something, and you are in, right? You are in. Oh, I got a scratch there. I'm a little bit of an itch. Sorry about that. All you have to do is Google We Gotta Talk, damn it, Gotta, We Gotta Talk, damn it, and Facebook, YouTube channel, and all the 7 different podcast platforms that We Gotta Talk, damn it, is on. So, but if you want to link to all that stuff, all you have to do as well is go to www.wegottotalkdammit.com. And while you are there, you could also sign up for the email campaign that we have that we send out on a weekly basis to notify you of any upcoming events, because I do a meetup group also for people who lean left. That's also on the website. But it'll inform you of upcoming podcasts that are coming up, as well as for you to email me and let me know that you want to be a guest, because this is an interview-based podcast. At least that's the way I would like to have it. There are certain topics that I just can't talk about on my own. Have to have somebody on the other end of the table, especially if we may be talking about different political views or abortion, dating, especially those 2 topics. It's nice to have a member of the female gender, opposite sex, somebody with a uterus to talk about abortion. I don't know how to word it nowadays, because they got you thinking, right? And even though I'm not into the pronoun stuff, but I digress. We'll talk about that on another podcast. Today, what we are going to talk about is how the media stole Christmas. Okay, so I started listening to the media and how they are hyping up this supply chain issue that we are having. And make no mistake about it, it's out there. I get it. So I don't want anyone coming back to me and say, "Oh, you don't understand the supply chain. You don't understand economic." I get it. There's a supply chain hiccup out there. It's not doom and gloom. It's not like things are not moving. It's not like things are not being loaded in the trucks. The pictures that they show you, right? They show you these ports of all these freighters just sitting out there in the middle of the ocean, and they zoom into the ports, and nothing is being moved. No containers are being. That's what they want you to think, right? That the economy is so bad, that the unemployment rate is so high, which is not. It's under 5%, by the way. That nothing in this society is moving, which makes you wonder, how in the world are we shopping nowadays? I don't know. I go grocery shopping every other day. I go to the big chain stores. I buy stuff. I don't know. So I'm not just seeing it. So I am going to debunk this theory that you need to go buy now, today, because there's not going to be anything left during the holiday season. And while I take a sip of my coffee, we are going to debunk this crazy notion that shelves are going to be empty. You must shop now, otherwise you're going to be in big trouble. Okay, so bear with me while I go over some observations and some stats on the economy. There's no need to panic and rush and go out and buy everything under the sun, before Thanksgiving, etc. There's no rush. Okay, so the media, I mean, as far as the economy goes, like I said, I keep seeing it almost on a regular basis that you better go shopping now, or you miss out, and Christmas is going to be ruined. Now, first of all, I want to say that there are a lot of Christians, Catholics, people who believe in the Bible who don't celebrate Christmas through gifts because, let's face it, that was all contrived, right? It's just another way for big business to make a lot of money, to capitalize on Christmas, to give gifts and be thankful. I don't know. I don't believe in Christ that way. That's not the way I was raised. That's not the religion I was raised in. I was raised as a Muslim, and we still gave gifts because it was fun. And let's face it, that's really what it's all about. It's just about, I should, for a lot of people, no, it's about Christ. However, for a lot of people, it's just about gift giving. But for those of you who are worried and you're rushing out there, I'm telling you, you don't have to panic. But my point is, I thought Christmas was about Christ. So everyone's panicking. Oh my God, what am I going to do? My son, my daughter, my sister, my brother, what am I going to get them? You'll find something. You'll be fine. Just take a nice deep breath. You'll be fine. Don't fall for the trap. Now, that doesn't mean don't go out and buy. I mean, everybody starts Christmas shopping now, but the notion that you got to rush out and get it within the next week or two because of the supply chain issue or hiccup, and I put that in quotes too because it's not. I'm not seeing a real issue here, and I'll explain why. So what they want you to do though is give your money now. I want your money now. I don't want it now. I don't want it in the month of November. I want it now. So go out and shop now. Why? Because yes, businesses got hit. Some of them got hit really hard. Some of them not so hard because they got a lot of money from the government. Okay, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say some of these companies probably got more money from the government than they actually make on a regular basis. I don't have any facts to prove that, but I heard some numbers of some companies and how much money they got. They are fine. Not only are they fine because they got money from the federal government, they are fine because they are making money hand over fist, and tons of money saved, and good for them. That's great. But for them to come out, my business is, listen, not buying it. And I'll tell you why. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. So, I mean, we all know that there's a supply chain hiccup. I'm going to call it a hiccup. Okay. But the pictures that they are showing us is not jiving with me, because look outside. On any given day, look outside, and what in the world do you see? Trucks everywhere. Amazon trucks everywhere. I mean, everything is busy. Busy. But wait a minute, I thought we had a supply chain problem. I thought you can't find anything. No, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm sure restaurants had a cutback, right? I get that. Certain menu items they couldn't have, right? I get it. Certain things in the stores are not available anymore. But doom and gloom? Go buy now, hurry up. And I'm going to debunk it. I'm going to debunk why this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But look outside. I mean, you're gonna see. I mean, these trucks had to go somewhere to pick up their stuff, right? I mean, where are they going? The freighters are coming in. They're being unloaded in the ports, and they're being loaded in the trucks, and the trucks are taking them to locations. And so, how is this all happening if there's a doom and gloom, economic crisis out there with, labor? It's not doom and gloom. It's a hiccup. No question about it. So I don't want anyone to say, oh, you're denying that there's a problem. No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's not as bad as the media is making out to be. Just not as bad. It's a scam. They want you to spend now. And why do they want you to spend now? Because some of them, they weren't making a lot of money during the pandemic. Okay, so they're trying to make up for lost time. This is just normal, right? It's just normal stuff. And I'm gonna prove to you that even during the pandemic, they were still making money. Okay, especially a lot of restaurants. And I'll just say it right now instead of coming back at it. But I mean, I've heard a lot of these places were doing just as good, if not better, from takeout, right? Because let's face it, nobody could go out to sit-down restaurants, and a lot of these big sit-down restaurants, They're fairly big. They're big chains. They got a lot of money from the government. They're still around. They didn't go under. There's not any maybe some locations shut down, et cetera, et cetera. I get it. I get it. I'm not saying that there wasn't a problem out there. I get it. I know there was a problem out there, but it's not doom and gloom. It's not a 2008, 2009 crisis like we had, back then. That was a financial crisis. Okay. So I think the media wants so bad to portray the economy as a 2008, 2009 economy, not seeing it. And actually it's not good that they are doing that. Okay. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I know there were some heartaches during the pandemic. I get it. I absolutely get it. Okay. But if the supply chain is so bad, where ports are not moving products, then why, let's take restaurants, for example. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Any given restaurant out there, even fast food restaurants, okay, even dining places, packed. I went to a local restaurant in my area on a Wednesday night, packed, absolutely packed. And actually, their menu has been the same consistently throughout the pandemic. They didn't fall short on anything. So and then I started making more observations. Right, I started looking around and going, gyms are packed. Dance studios are packed. Martial arts studios are packed. Ice cream places are packed. Restaurants are packed, as I mentioned before. But wait, I thought people didn't have any money. I thought there was a supply chain major problem out there where goods and services, goods and products cannot be delivered to these locations, especially food, right? I mean, how are these shipments coming in if there's a supply chain issue, right? I mean, restaurants are packed. You can't go to a restaurant during dinner time and just get a seat right away. You may have to wait again, just like the old times, But again, I look at especially these businesses that, parents don't have to take their kids to. There's a local gymnasium, gymnastics place near my house, packed to the gill, packed. Okay. So it makes me scratch my head, right? I mean, everything is linked together, right? I mean, when it comes to the economy and products and shipments, everything is linked together. Somebody's making something to make something to be shipped, to be hauled off in a truck, to be put into the store. I don't want to get into all that stuff with the economics. I'm not an economics major, but I know enough that when it comes to the economy, all this stuff is linked together. And whoops, I just hit my pop thing. Sorry about that. So if all these things are linked, how is the end product still ending up in the stores? How is it still? I mean, you can go, sure, some of the shelves, they may not be as packed as, you may have to wait a day or two for them to refill them again, but go out and buy now. You're encouraging hoarding again. That's something that we're told not to do. You buy when you need. If you buy when you need, then you don't have to hoard and everybody will get what they need. Okay. But the hoarding just made it even worse. Okay. Look at my business. I'm in the landscaping business. I never experienced, I mean, I do a lot of fertilizing, a lot of flowers, a lot of mulch. There was no shortage. Shortage where? I didn't walk into a place and say, sorry, it's going to take 5 to 6 weeks to get this product. Look at lumber. Okay. Yes, there was a problem with lumber. Absolutely there was. Now look at it. It's down tremendously. There's really not a shortage of lumber anymore. So I don't understand this doom and gloom. Go out, buy now. Otherwise, Christmas is ruined. Okay. The media who stole Christmas, right? And that's it's just crazy. I mean, I just don't get it. Okay. Now, this year alone, let's go over a few stats here. Okay. This year alone, people are going to spend $30 million on Halloween. Okay. $30 million. That's up 3% from last year. During the middle of COVID, when it was really bad, it's going to be 3%, $30 million. Now, look around. There's more Halloween decorations than ever. And every single one of those decorations, I guarantee, I'll put money on it, that 99% of them are made in other countries besides the United States of America. So if the supply chain is so damn bad and you need to go rush out and buy now, how in the world are people decorating their homes? I'm just confused by it. It's a rhetorical question. I know why. Because there's no supply chain shortage. All these Halloween decorations that you're seeing, I had someone say, well, that's stuff from last year or 2 years ago. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you look every year, it's different products. It's they upgrade. Plus, I know for a fact, at the end of any given holiday, they slash the prices so bad. You want to know why they slash it? They literally are losing money. They slash the prices because if they're not losing money, they're not making an awful lot. I'll tell you that right now because I bought stuff because I do Christmas lights also in my landscaping business. I mean, they're selling product for literally 80% off. Okay. I mean, come on. So they don't want that stuff in inventory. They don't want it in inventory in the back warehouse. So what they do is they slash the prices. They give it away dirt cheap. And then anything that they have, they may keep it in the back room, but a lot of times they'll sell it to other places, secondhand stores that sell cheap stuff, like I don't know, like maybe Salvation Army or something like that. They give it away to charity or whatever, but they don't want that stuff on their shelves because it's taking up space. It's not doing anything. It's not making them any money. Okay. So they don't want to carry that stuff in inventory. So they get rid of it. So where did they get this stuff? They got it this year. They ordered it this year. But wait a minute. I thought there was a supply chain issue. I thought we need to panic and buy now and buy now. Now remember, when I heard this buy now stuff, I heard this a couple months ago. So where do these big stores get their Halloween decorations from? From China, from Indonesia, from Mexico. And how'd they get it here? They got it shipped here. Where did it end up at the ports? And where did it end up in a truck? Where did it end up in the stores? Where's the problem here? I don't see it. I literally heard a newscaster a month ago or so, there may be a pumpkin shortage. Really? They talked to an owner of a cider mill here locally, and they said there's no pumpkin shortage. Now, again, granted, he could have been saying that because he still wants you to come in. But listen, there is no pumpkin shortage out there. You can go any nursery, any grocery store, any cider mill, and you can get your precious pumpkin. See, here's the problem. Because the supply chain has diminished a little bit, because supplies have diminished a little bit, all of a sudden it's doom and gloom and, oh my God, rush out. I think as American citizens, sometimes I think we're too spoiled. We are too spoiled, especially when it comes to food, for God's sake. I mean, people are crazy. Oh my God, I can't believe how much I spent for wings. Oh my God, my wings are too expensive. I can't believe it. Really? Wings? You're going to cry over paying for a couple extra bucks for wings? A couple extra bucks for... Listen. I talked about this before. If you're spending a couple extra dollars more a month than you did in previous months or previous years, and that's affecting your wallet where you're almost going to have to file for bankruptcy, I think you need to talk to your boss. You need to talk to your local congressperson. You need to encourage better pay, okay? And we're going to talk about that issue as well, because that is an issue. That's a major issue. But come on, man. You're living on the edge. Now, I get it. There's a lot of people that are living on the edge like that, right? The poverty level. And yeah, I get it. There are people that absolutely are living paycheck to paycheck. But you're not going to tell me these people that are making $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 or $400,000, the ones that are really major bitching about how the increase in pricing. Inflation is normal. It happens. But you, as a $300,000 a year income person, is going to bitch about paying an extra $100 or $200 a month. I don't feel sorry for you. I just don't. I mean, come on, man. I mean, yeah, okay, it may be a lot of money, but to sit there and say, oh, my life is ending as it is. Ah. And then people turn around and they want to blame the president for higher gas prices and all this stuff. Inflation is normal. Gas prices cannot be determined by a president. I'm tired of arguing with people about that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So now, again, there's the $1 million question. Okay. if the ports and the freighters are stagnant, where are all these supplies coming from for Halloween gifts? Where? And now go look. Christmas decorations are up everywhere. Those are not decorations from last year. They sell it off, right? You go to the major stores, the major department stores, and what happens after Thanksgiving? Everything gets slashed. Everything gets slashed. 80% off, 90% off, and people buy that stuff for their homes for next year, right? So the department stores get rid of it. They don't keep it on inventory because it's not serving any purpose. It's just staying there until next year. So they sell it for a cheap price, then they sell it off to another discount place to sell it for whatever, dirt cheap, or maybe they give it to charity and they can write it off. I don't know. I don't know the details on how they do that. But they don't want it. They don't want inventory for a whole year of holiday gifts because it's not doing them any good. Okay, then they got to dust it off and it's obsolete and all that stuff. So they had to order this stuff when? In the middle of a pandemic. I thought the supply chain was bad. I thought buy now, buy now, buy now. Yeah. Not buying it. Not buying it. And now studies have shown, okay, that people are going to spend 5% more than they did last year during the holiday season. But wait a minute. Did you know that the unemployment rate is under 5% now? Did you know that 750,000 jobs were added last month? Is it a record? No. But don't you see a trend here? The unemployment rate is going down. Okay. The jobs created are going up. We're heading in the right direction. This is all a ripple effect of the pandemic. It's not a financial crisis. It's not Joe Biden's fault. It's not, you could blame Donald Trump because he didn't take the pandemic seriously and it caused this explosion. But let's just put that aside. Let's put blame aside because that's not going to do any good because this is where we're at right now. Okay. So let's move forward. Let's face what's in front of us right now. Okay. But the economy is not, it's not a financial crash here. It's not 2008. So go out, spend money, have fun. You don't got to go rush out and buy gifts for everybody today. Okay. Just do your normal stuff. It's going to be just fine. Okay. It's going to be just fine. But again, 5% more than last year. I mean, that's a lot. And I got to tell you, for my business, this year was probably one of my busiest years that I've had in a long time. I mean, I didn't find a supply issue anywhere. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But that's what they want you to believe. Now, here we go. Some of these restaurants now are offering incentives for you to come and spend money in their place, right? There was a taco chain out there, okay? And this taco chain said, you know what, during the pandemic, we were, short-staffed, we were this, we were that, supplies, and, I get it. Things were bad at one point, but now not as bad as it was a while ago. But anyway, because everyone was on lockdown, everything was shut down, nothing was happening, nothing. So at that time, yeah, I could say, okay, everything's shut down. We're not moving product because we're stay at home, right? Stay at home order, right? Pandemic. Okay, I get it, but not now. Definitely not now. But so to reintroduce, the products that they may have cut back on during the pandemic, they decided that for one day up until 11 o'clock, I believe it was one day or maybe it was a week. I'm not sure what the timeline was. They decided that they were going to give out free burritos. Why not, right? I mean, why not? Wait a minute here. I thought they were bitching and moaning about no business, no work, no this, and pandemic, and blah, blah, blah. They're taking away my freedoms, and blah, blah. But yet you're willing to make a product, okay, with the supplies, the labor, and give it out for free. Now, again, it may cost pennies on the dollar for them to make a burrito. However, if, Americans like free stuff. So I'm sure they gave out thousands of dollars worth of burritos that they lost. They absolutely lost just to bring people in, but they understand the long term. So my point is, all this free stuff that these places are giving away, all these incentives. Wait a minute here. I thought you couldn't afford to pay a higher wage. It just baffles my mind when I see companies constantly giving free stuff away, but they are not willing to raise the rate of their workers' hourly rate. That kills me. So there was another chain that said this was last week, if the Detroit Lions win the football game, they're going to give out I think it was a large pizza, free, whatever, small, medium, large. It was a free pizza for anybody that walks through the door and says, "I want my free pizza." And they have 3 locations in the tri-state area. I mean, again, it doesn't take a lot of money to make the ingredients themselves. Doesn't take a lot of money to make a lot of pizza, but when you give free pizza out like that, now again, granted, maybe they had a funny feeling the odds were, in their favor about, maybe not giving out free stuff because the Lions are absolutely horrible. But they knew the gamble that they could, and they were willing to take that risk knowing that it may happen. Therefore, thousands of dollars right out the door between the material and the labor to make this stuff. You can imagine one day of giving out free pizza. And then they bitch and moan that they don't have any money and they can't afford to pay their people more money. I don't get it. Food delivery services are higher than ever. People are willing to spend the extra fee for, having food delivered to their door. And we've been talking about those food delivery services, which I'm actually one of them. I've done Uber, I've done DoorDash. I'm an entrepreneur. I like to dabble, see what's out there, how much money and we'll talk about. We're going to do a podcast on Ubering and how to make a lot of money. I did it part-time. I'm digressing here, but I did it part-time. And in a 3-year period, I made an extra $45,000. And that was after my gas expenses and everything. So you can make money. You just got to do it smart. And I'll show you how to do that. So, but these giveaways during a pandemic time when big businesses are supposedly suffering, it makes me wonder. And like I said before, a lot of these places stayed afloat because the federal government gave them a lot of money, but yet they were still bitching that they couldn't stay open. It cracks me up. They were literally getting free money from the government. So, all right. But again, all I got to say is look around. Just look around. Look around, and what they're saying on the media doesn't match what you are seeing and what you are experiencing. Okay? And I think that you're probably going to see that it doesn't jive. It just doesn't jive. I don't get it. And now, I've heard that there's going to be a Christmas tree shortage. I guarantee you there will not be a live, I should have said live. There's not going to be a live Christmas tree shortage. You're going to be able to get your precious live Christmas tree. I love live Christmas trees. But to sit there and say there's going to be, see, all this stuff, if they don't produce as much as they did the year before and the year before or the last quarter, it's doom and gloom. We lost money. We're in trouble. No, it just means you didn't do as well as, like, for example, in my business, I had a bad year. Relative to what, though? The year before, I made $10,000 less gross than I did the year before. Does that mean that my business did bad? No, it just means it didn't do as good as last year. It doesn't mean I'm going bankrupt. It just means it didn't do as good as last year. That's all. I've been touting that for years. I was a salesperson and a manager at a health club many, many years ago. And, they were doing their quarterly conference meeting on the phone. And they were talking about how last quarter, this company lost $500,000 and this is unacceptable. Okay, they're still in business today. They just didn't do as well as last quarter or last year. Why? I don't know. Maybe there was a recession. Maybe because recessions happen. It happens. Inflation happens, right? I mean, this kills me. You hear the right always talking about inflation. Inflation's normal. That happens. What's not normal is that the hourly wages are not going up. While you guys are giving yourself a raise, okay, the average person doesn't see a raise. Every time inflation goes up, Congress always votes to give themselves a raise. Cracks me up. It just cracks me up. It just cracks me up. Okay? So, the supply chain hiccup is real, but it's not doom and gloom. And I don't think it's going to affect how you shop whatsoever this year. I really don't. I think because this is not really a financial crisis, because it really isn't. It's really not a financial crisis. It was just a ripple effect from the pandemic. When you shut everything down, let me give you an example. Okay. So if my business shuts down during the beginning of my season, April and May, okay, do you think that in June, July, August, and September, I'm going to be busy? I'm going to be really busy. I'm going to be paying catch up because of the ripple effect that occurred those 2 months. Okay, I'm probably even going to get all my money back that I quote unquote lost, because people are now going to spend money, right? But and believe me when I say, hey, listen, we need to do this now so this doesn't happen again. Even though it may not happen again, it's selling. It's selling because you want money now. You want money now. But to say you better do it now, otherwise it's never going to happen, nah, not buying it. Not buying it. So again, I don't want anyone coming back at me and saying, Fred, you don't understand economics. I get it. But this is not a financial crisis. This is a result of the pandemic. It's a hiccup. It's just a little hiccup. Everything is going to be just fine. Christmas is going to be just fine. So it's not doom and gloom. And if you don't get the gifts that you wanted to give to somebody, because it's absolutely possible. There's no question about that. Okay, because I get it. There is a hiccup in the supply chain, but everything's going to be just fine. Remember what Christmas is all about. Even if you don't believe in Christ and you're not religion, for one day out of the year, people get together, even if they don't believe in Christ or the Bible. They get together and they enjoy each other's company. They break bread together, and that's what it should be all about. Okay, my friend, I'm going to give you a shout out, Vince. My friend right away went on Facebook when I posted something on Facebook. He goes, wait a minute here. I thought Christmas was about Christ. So what if you don't get the gift that you want or any gifts at all? And he's spot on, even though I don't believe in that. I don't believe in, Christ and Lord and Savior. I just don't. But do I give gifts? Am I part of the atmosphere of Christmas? Of course. I love it. It's great. And then, I'm part of the I was born and raised in a Muslim household. I don't practice Islam, but I love being around them during Ramadan, the celebration, celebrating for them and their accomplishments. I love it. It's family time. It's time to get together with family, but we've become such a materialistic society that we forget what it's like just to be together with your family. Okay? I'm going to end it on this note. My kids always say, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? What do you want? And I know this must drive them crazy. I know for a fact it drives them crazy, because I always ask them, they always ask me, what do you want, Dad? What do you want? I said, I just want you. I just want your company. I want to break bread with you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Okay. I'm not the kind of guy that, needs gifts. Okay. I love giving gifts. Okay. I honestly and truly love giving gifts, but I wouldn't mind if they bought me a gift. I really don't. But the best gift that my children can ever give me is just time. Just give me your time. Just hang out with me. Let's watch a movie. Let's break bread together. Okay? Let's go for a walk. Let's go for a run. Let's go hang out at the park. That's worth $1 million. That's worth way more than a gift. And they've got me some nice gifts too that I really, really love. Actually. Okay. All right. I'm going to end it on this note. I'm going to end on a riddle. Okay. So this riddle, I find it's like a 50-50 thing, right? And some younger generations that get it kind of surprise me. And when older generations don't get it, that kind of surprises me too, because this riddle has been around since the first time that I heard it was in 7th grade. Okay. So that's a long, long time ago. Okay. A long time ago. 7th grade, I heard this riddle and I got it wrong. And I think everybody in the room got it wrong. Okay. But it made me think. And now that I tell this riddle today, it's amazing how many people have never heard of it. So you have to promise me, say, I swear to Freddy Mak from the Wgtd Talk, DAMMIT podcast, that I will not cheat. I will give an honest answer. I will not cheat. Okay. So you can respond through email. You can respond through the YouTube comments. I'll even put that riddle on the YouTube comments as well, so you can read it over again, so you don't have to keep on flipping back to the video or audio. So now I'm going to preface this by saying that, because this is all about what's in a dark room. There are no windows, there are no outlets. It's as simple as what I'm telling you. Okay, so no windows, no outlets, nothing fancy or tricky going on here. Just read exactly what I say, or listen to exactly what I say. Read exactly what I say if you go to the YouTube. Okay, so here it is. You are in a dark room. Okay, and in this dark room is a gas lantern, is a wood stove, and a candle, and that's it. Okay, you're in this dark room and you have one match that you can light to light any of those things. Okay, that's it. That's simple. The question is, what are you going to light first? That's it. Okay, nothing tricky. Where's the outlet? Peel this back, peel that. Where's the window? It's a hidden window, blah, blah, blah. No. Okay, it's as simple as that. Okay, so I will put it on my YouTube channel. But in a nutshell, you're in a dark room. Okay, 3 things: wood stove, gas lantern, and a candle, and you got one match. What are you going to light first? Okay, that's it, folks. Thank you so much for listening. Again, you can get everything you need to know about We Gotta Talk Dammit and this episode at www.wegottotalkdammit.com. Thank you so much for listening, and please check out that podcast, How to Talk to, and that's in quotes, How to Talk to Anti-Vaxxers. This podcast only happens with you and your feedback and coming on the show, because it is a guest-oriented show. This is season 2. Already working on some guests to come on. We're just working on dates, etc., and stuff like that. So if you would like to come on to promote a product, a cause, a charity, whatever it might be, you want to promote, your business, come on, absolutely 100% free, and we'll spread the word, whatever that might be. So, all right. Thanks again for listening, and remember, we gotta talk, damn it. Peace out. Thank you for listening to We Gotta Talk, Damn It. For more information on the show, please go to www.wegottotalkdammit.com. Thanks for listening.